The sound of ripping fabric cracked through the restaurant like a lightning strike. Forks froze midair. Glasses stopped halfway to waiting lips. All eyes snapped to the corner booth, where a heavy-set man in a wrinkled business suit stood with one fist clenched around a torn gray hoodie. The woman beneath the ripped hoodie didn't flinch. She stood tall, breathing slow and steady as the front of her shirt hung ragged. Golden light from the chandelier spilled across her chest, revealing a black t-shirt inked with bold tattoos. Purple Heart, Navy SEAL Trident, and a chain of names etched across dark skin like a living memorial. The businessman, flushed with whiskey and arrogance a heartbeat earlier, stumbled back a half step. His smirk collapsed as his eyes flicked over the symbols of military honor. The restaurant, moments ago a swirl of clinking glasses and soft jazz, fell into a heavy electric silence. "Go on," the woman said quietly, her deep voice carrying to every corner. "You wanted to see. Look carefully." The man's hand trembled but stayed frozen, still gripping a scrap of gray fabric. Conversations died. Even the ceiling fans seemed to pause. 2 hours earlier, the place had pulsed with Friday night energy. Couples toasted to anniversaries. Friends celebrated promotions. And in the far corner, a solitary janitor worked methodically between tables. Her name tag read Angela Brooks, though few regulars ever noticed. She moved with quiet efficiency, mopping floors, wiping tables, collecting glasses, slipping through the glittering crowd like a shadow. But tonight, a table of 4 from a downtown law firm noticed, or rather, their loudest member noticed. Cliff Harrington, a senior partner with an ego to match his corner office, had been drinking bourbon since happy hour. His voice boomed over the music. "Look at this one," he said, gesturing with his glass toward Angela. "Hood up like she's about to rob the place. What's under there, sweetheart? Gang colors?" Angela kept her eyes on the floor and continued to mop. Cliff's friends exchanged uneasy glances. One woman murmured, "Come on, Cliff." But the alcohol and the small audience only fueled him. "You ignoring me?" he pressed, swaggering closer. "Hey, I'm talking to you. Or do you only clean, not talk?" Angela wrung out her mop and moved to another section without a word. "Too good to answer?" Cliff sneered. "People like me pay your paycheck. Maybe I should get a better look at the mystery janitor." He took a staggering step closer. "Let's see what you're hiding under that hood." Before anyone could react, Cliff lunged and grabbed the edge of her hoodie. The fabric ripped with a sharp rip, and the world tilted. Now, in the stunned aftermath, Angela turned. Her eyes, steady, deep, unyielding, locked on Cliff. "You wanted to see," she said evenly. "Take a good look." The tattoos across her chest told stories more powerful than any words. A purple heart shimmered faintly under the lights, framed by a Navy SEAL trident and a string of battle coordinates. Beneath them, a list of names curved across her collarbone. Comrades lost, etched forever into skin. A young man near the bar whispered, "She's military." Angela's gaze swept the room, lingering on diners who only moments earlier had giggled at Cliff's taunts. "You eat in peace tonight," she said softly, her voice carrying to every table, "because the people whose names I wear gave their lives for it." Cliff's face drained of color. I didn't know," he stammered. "You didn't care," Angela replied, her voice calm but sharp. "Respect isn't about what you know. It's about how you treat people you think can't fight back." The silence deepened, until even the hum of the refrigeration unit seemed to stop. Cliff's companions stared at their drinks. One reached out a tentative hand, but he shrugged it off, eyes darting for an escape. Angela stepped forward, deliberate but not threatening. "Anything to say?" Cliff swallowed hard. I'm sorry." "Then leave it at that," Angela said. The manager, a petite woman named Rachel, hurried over, her face pale. "Angela, are you okay?" Angela offered a faint smile. "I'm fine. Just doing my job." Rachel turned to Cliff, anger flashing in her eyes. "You need to leave. Right now." Cliff opened his mouth as if to protest, but the silent stares of dozens of diners stripped him of courage. Shoulders slumped, he allowed himself to be escorted out. The door closed with a heavy thud. For a long heartbeat, no one moved. Then someone near the bar began to clap, slow and deliberate. Others joined, the sound swelling until the entire room thundered with applause. Angela dipped her head once, accepting the gesture without flourish. She returned to her mop and resumed the quiet swish of water against tile as if nothing had happened. Later, when the last patrons drifted out and the tables were cleared, Rachel found Angela wiping down the bar. "I had no idea," Rachel said softly, "about your service." Angela leaned on the rag, offering a tired smile. "That's how I like it. I'm not here for recognition, just a paycheck and some peace." "But those tattoos, those names." "They're my brothers and sisters," Angela said, eyes distant. "They gave everything so people like Cliff can drink and laugh without fear. My job is to remember them, not to fight every drunk who forgets his manners." Rachel blinked back tears. "You could have, fought back." Angela shook her head. "I already fought. Different battlefield. Different rules." By morning, the story was everywhere. Diners had posted accounts on social media, their photos of Angela's tattoos, taken respectfully from a distance, circulating with captions like, "Real hero," and "Respect the quiet ones." Local news stations called the restaurant. National outlets reached out. Angela declined every request. "This isn't about me," she told Rachel. "It's about remembering the people whose names I carry." Meanwhile, Cliff faced a storm of consequences. By Monday, his law firm had issued a public apology. Clients quietly pulled their accounts. No carefully worded statement could erase the image of a powerful man reduced to a trembling shadow by his own arrogance. The next Friday, Angela returned to work as if nothing had changed. Yet everything felt different. Diners greeted her with nods and quiet gratitude. Someone left a bouquet of wildflowers near her mop bucket with a simple note. "Thank you for your service." Angela slipped the note into her pocket without a word. She didn't need applause or flowers. The silence, the respectful, understanding silence, was enough. As she pushed her mop across the polished floor, Rachel caught her eye from the bar. "You really froze the whole room," she said softly. Angela gave a small shrug and a ghost of a smile. "Sometimes," she said, "all it takes is standing your ground." From that night on, the restaurant carried a subtle new energy. Diners spoke more kindly to the staff. Tips grew a little larger. And when Angela passed by with her mop and quiet strength, people looked twice, not at the work she did, but at the courage she carried. Her scars and tattoos told a story no ripped hoodie could hide, that true honor needs no spotlight, and real heroes never have to announce themselves. And if this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more powerful tales that break the chains of hate and prejudice.